Hey guys, welcome back. It's Joseph. Quick and simple gospel. Yeshua, Jesus, came to this earth, lived a perfect 33 years, was crucified on a cross for our sins, buried in a tomb for 3 days, and rose from the grave on the third day. We are saved through faith in Christ alone and by no other name. Amen. So, good evening, guys. Hope you all are doing well. This is part 2 of a decode I did a few hours ago. Trump moves Obama portrait to hidden stairwell. So, long story short, the reason I'm going live again, we found some big information, or I remembered some big information later on in the live stream, and it was like a 3-hour long live stream, and I know not everybody has 3 hours to watch a whole video. So what I'm going to do, I got all the key points here. I'm going to go through it one time, and that way it's all in one short video. Shouldn't be much longer than 30 minutes, all right? That way everyone can see it, and that way it's out there all together, okay? We also had an incident with a plane today. So 2 things I was looking out for today, an incident with a plane and Obama in the news, because today is day number 222 of the year. And we got both of those in the news today, Obama and a plane story, all right? So let me check in with the chat. Much love, Evelyn, Ricky, Ty, Connie, Spencer. Hope you guys are doing well. Let me see how we look on the screen here. Yeah, we don't normally go live at 10:30 at night, but I had to get it out of my system. So, give it a few seconds. Guys, do me a favor when you come in, please hit the like button. Very much appreciated, helps out the algorithm and helps more people find the video. And also, please hit the share button. That way we can get this out to more people. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. So yeah, there were a few things that I missed in the first video, and I don't like things hanging over my head, so I had to get it out of my system. So here we go. All right, guys, just give me a second to get all set up here. So can you believe it? Obama in the news on day number 222 of the year, right? All right, guys, here we go. Hey, Travis. Hey, Connie. Hey, Lena. Much love to everybody. Trump moves Obama Bush portraits to hidden stairwell. Now, I'm not going to focus on the Bush portraits, all right? This is all about Obama. And here, let me go to the headline picture for you, just so you can see. This is the headline. See who's pictured there? Barack Obama, right? So Obama in the news today. All right, let me get back to where I was. All right, so Trump moves Obama's portrait to a hidden stairwell on August 10th, day number 222 of the year. In Gematria, the Antichrist Barack Obama is 222. Antichrist system 222, the Beast of Revelation 222, and Trump is 222. And it was Trump who moved the portrait, right? So this wasn't the first time that the portrait has been moved. The portrait was also moved on April 11th. And I pointed out that April 11th was 2 months and 22 days after Trump took office. So there you have the portrait again connected to the 222. So we get the news today, day number 222 of the year, and the last time it was moved, that was 2 months and 22 days after Trump took office. So here's what I should have mentioned in the beginning of the video, but I didn't remember this until the end. I did a decode on the portrait unveiling of King Charles, Okay, King Charles unveils haunting red portrait of himself. Looks like he's in hell. That was in the news on May 14th, 2024. Okay, I pointed out when I did the decode that his portrait was unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. All right, so again, we have another portrait connected to the 222 and Obama. The portrait of King Charles was unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. Looked like he was in hell, right? Hell equals 222. British royal family, 222. And King Charles was diagnosed with cancer. That was in the news 2 months and 22 days after his birthday. All right? And the crazy part about that connection is the Obama's portrait, or portraits that we're talking about here. Here's the one that got moved, right? That's the picture we're talking about. It was unveiled on September 7th, 2022. The very next day, September 8th, 2022, the Queen died. All right? How about that? I mean, just think about the astronomical odds. That his portrait would be unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday, and then Obama's portrait was unveiled the day before the Queen died, leaving to King Charles, or leading to King Charles, right? Now, what if I told you the Queen's body was moved at 2:22 p.m.? September 14th at 2:22 p.m., the Queen's coffin will be moved from Buckingham Palace. 222. What are the odds? All right, like British royal family. Then we had Keir Starmer. Okay, the UK is about to get a new prime minister, someone Obama has been mentoring for months. Keir Starmer reveals he speaks with former U.S. President Barack Obama frequently. Keir Starmer discusses foreign policy and conversations with Barack Obama. Sir Keir Starmer, I'm closest to Obama. So there's obviously a connection with Keir Starmer and Obama, right? Well, Keir Starmer became the prime minister 222 weeks and 0 days after being elected Labour Party leader. All right, 222. And he was elected Labour Party leader on April 4th. That's 4-4. Obama number 44. And also, he assumed office 44 weeks after his birthday. All right? But anyways, back to the 222. He became prime minister 222 weeks after being elected Labour Party leader, and he's got all these connections to Obama, right? Well, he became the prime minister 666 days after the Queen died. How about that? What are the odds, right? And Barbados, the tiny Caribbean nation, removed Queen Elizabeth II as its head of state in a spectacular ceremony that began late Monday, breaking its ties with the British royal family. That was 222 days after the Queen's birthday. And Rihanna is from Barbados, and it was also 2 months and 22 days from Rihanna's birthday. And I pointed out that Prince Philip, he died April 9th, 2021. That was 222 days from the death anniversary of Princess Diana. And Princess Diana's personal photographer, he died 222 days from his birthday. And back to the portrait with Charles, looks like he's in hell. See how they highlight looks like he's in hell? That equals 285, and it was 285 days after Obama's birthday. And remember when Obama was back at the White House on the day leaving 222 days left in the year? And then remember, Obama tested positive for COVID in the year 2022. 222 days from his birthday. Wuhan coronavirus 222, event 201, World Economic Forum, the Beast of Revelation, Antichrist system, the Antichrist, Barack Obama, they're all 222. Beast is 222. Mandatory vaccination, COVID vaccines, vaccine cards, as above, so below, order out of chaos, they're all 222. And then it was declared a national emergency 222 days from Obama's birthday. And it was declared a pandemic 222 months after 9/11. And the first U.S. case was 222 days from Trump's birthday, the father of the jab. Donald John Trump Sr. 222, Trump 222, Trump Organization 222. There was a 222-page lawsuit against the Trump Organization where Trump took the stand 222 days from his birthday. Trump's sister died 222 days from her birthday. Ivana Trump died 222 days from her birthday. And Ivana is 222. Guys, please hit the like button. Crazy stuff here. And Trump just won the election 222 days from his birthday. What are the odds? And remember, the portrait was also moved on April 11th. So it's in the news again today, 121 days later. Antichrist, 121. Revelation, 121. Fallen Angel Obama, 121. Birtherism, 121. That's the debate over Obama's birth certificate. Affordable Care Act, 121. Yes, we can, 121. Obama's slogan. Remember, if you listen to Yes, We Can backwards, you'll hear Thank You, Satan. And for the record, guys, I went over all the Obama Antichrist confirmations again today in the first video. So I do recommend you watch the first video, even though it's 3 hours long. If you watch it on fast forward, you'll get done in half the time. But yeah, I covered every Antichrist confirmation with Obama. All the 666 stuff. It's too much to repeat. But long story short, here. I'll give you just a quick rundown. I'm not going to do the whole thing. But we can go over a couple things real quick. All right, just a couple things here. If you add up the 4 base ciphers of Barack Hussein Obama, it equals 666. The day after Obama won the election in Illinois, where he was the senator, the day after he won the election, the Pick 3 lottery was 666. Obama's 60th birthday on Obama.org, they asked people to chip in by donating $6, $60, or $600. You add that up, it equals 666. And this was a leaked photo from his birthday with a lightning bolt coming out of his chest. Obviously a filter, but still. We got the news of Obama's chef, ID'd as paddleboarder who drowned near former President Martha's Vineyard estate. That was in the news 6 years, 6 months, 6 days after Obama's last full day in office. It happened at Turkeyland Cove, which equals 666. We got the news of Michelle Obama's mom, dead in the news May 31st, 2024. You go back 666 days, you land on Obama's birthday. They say Obama's from Hawaii. Hawaii equals 666. He started his political career in Chicago. Chicago has the zip code 60606 and 60666. And Chicago equals Satan. Revelation 13:18, here is wisdom on him that hath understanding. Count the number of the beast, for is the number of a man. His number is 666. Number of a man, Barack Obama, 666. Obama born on the 216th day of the year, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. Barack equals 216. Strong's 216. Lightning, Barack means lightning, like Luke 10:18. I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barack, lightning bomb of the heights. His birthday is the day leaving 149 days left in the year. Antichrist is 149, Revelation is 149, Beast System 149, and Lightning Bolt 149. And we're going to talk more about the 149 because that's something I missed in the first decode. When his portrait was unveiled, he walked out at 149. All right, that's something I missed. Luke 10:18, and he said to them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barak means lightning, Bama, a high place. Don't forget, lightning from a high place equals 222, like the Antichrist Barack Obama. When he announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months, and 6 days old. When he announced he was running for president, he was 45 years, 6 months, 6 days old. Why does that matter? Strong's 4566 is Satan. And you could also say he was 45 years, 6 months, like 456. In the first live, I went over all the Squid Game connections to Obama, which is all about 456. All right. Long story short, I don't want to get carried away, but player number 222 won Squid Game. And we were introduced to player number 222 in season 2, 222 days from Obama's birthday. But I won't go over all the connections, but real quick. It's so hard to try to get all this out in a short video because there's so much I want to say. So back to the 456, all right? Squid Game is about 456 players competing for 45.6 billion Korean won. Player 456 is Seung Gi-hun, which equals 456. Gi-hun equals 456. Then right before Season 2 came out, and remember, the show's out of South Korea, who is Han Duck-soo, South Korea's acting president? Han Duck-soo, 456. If you go back 456 days before Squid Game came out, you land on the birthday of Han Duck-soo. And player 456 had a fictional birthday in the show, October 31st. So this was in the news 45 weeks and 6 days before player 456's birthday. But that's not even the craziest part. President Barack Hussein Obama equals 456. And Squid Game came out 45 weeks and 6 days after player number 456's birthday. But what if I told you Squid Game came out 45 weeks and 6 days before Obama's birthday? The show was all about 456, guys. President Barack Hussein Obama, 456. And there it is. You could say he announced he was running for president when he was 45 years, 6 months old, 456. But more specifically, he was 45 years, 6 months, 6 days old, like 4566, which is Satan. Barack H. Obama, 456. And if you think that's a coincidence, the fictional birthday of player 456, it's 45 weeks and 6 days from the actor's birthday who plays player 456. Lee Jung-jae, birthday December 15th, plays player 456. So the fictional birthday, October 31st, 1974, it's 45 weeks, 6 days from the actor's birthday, which is December 15th. And the story about Han Duck-soo, it was in the news 10 months and 18 days. It was in the news 10 months and 18 days from player 456's birthday, like 10/18, Luke 10/18. And season 1 came out 10 months and 18 days after the birthday of player 456. And Squid Game came out 10 months and 18 days before Obama's birthday. Don't forget all the 10/18s, like the Satan Shoes with Little Nas X, and the last episode of Friends, season 10, episode 18. Obama's movie connected to Friends in the last episode, and Brittany Griner with the 10/18 birthday found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday. The list goes on. But yeah, season 1 came out 44 days before the birthday of player 456, and it also came out 44 days after Obama's birthday, number 44. We had the giant squid that washed ashore in Obama, Japan. Giant squid equals Antichrist. The giant squid was 216 days after Squid Game. Like Obama born on the 216th day of the year, 6 times 6 times 6, 216. Barack, 216. Squid Game and Barack Obama up for Emmys. Squid Game with 14 nominations. Obama equals 14. And then we're introduced to player number 222. That was in season 2, 222 days before Obama's birthday. And spoiler alert, the baby, see how she's pregnant there? They let the baby continue on, and the player wins. Player number 222 wins, and the mother's name, they let the player continue as player number 222, the baby. But Kim Jun-hee is a perfect match to Squid Game and Freemason. And then we talked about the 201. Remember, we just had the incident at Emory with the address 201 and 201 days from when Trump took office. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, Squid Game. After the first game, 201 players successfully complete the first game. And the host is player number 201. Notice he's not just number 1, but he's 2 zeros and a 1. Right? The son of perdition, Barack Hussein Obama 201. That old serpent 201. King of Babylon, Barack Obama 201. In season 2, after the first 2 games, 201 players are eliminated. Here it is. I don't know why that didn't come up earlier. But yeah, after the first 2 games, 201 players are eliminated, bringing the total prize money to 20.1 billion won. And then we had Preparing for Disease X, 201 days before Obama's birthday. And Preparing for Disease X was also 201 weeks after COVID was declared a pandemic. Like Event 201 on 10/18, like Luke 10/18 with William Henry Gates 201. Don't forget the first celebrity with COVID, Tom Hanks. He made a post that he was losing in gin rummy by 201 points. Here's the director of Squid Game with the 201 behind him. But anyways, yeah, see how player in Squid Game Season 3, Jun-hee's baby, also known as player 222, wins the game after all these years of connecting Squid Game to Obama. But anyways, yeah, they take a vote in the game. First vote, 181 to 181, like Barack Obama, Barack Hussein Obama the second, 181. Right around the time we had the South Korea plane with 181 on it, South Korea plane, 181. Show out of South Korea. Yeah, anyways, since I brought up the 201, let me remind you of what happened with Emory. Well, I wanted to keep this around 30 minutes. It's probably going to be closer to 45. Oh well. It'll still be shorter than 3 hours. So speaking of 201, we just had the big story. Come on. Officer killed in shooting outside CDC headquarters in Atlanta by gunmen who reportedly blamed COVID vaccine for illness. We had shots fired in the CVS, get it? Like shots in the CVS. Anyways, the address, this happened near Emory University in the CDC. Emory University address 201, 201 days after Trump assumed office, like Event 201. William Henry Gates 201. Also notice the zip code with the 322 there. And then remember, the CDC director tested positive 201 days after her birthday. And the founder of the CDC, Dr. Joseph Mountain, 201. And we had Ozzy Osbourne, 201, which obviously I got to pull up the 666 now for Ozzy. Hold on. But yeah, definitely, I mean, if you have time, I know it's already getting late, but there's a lot of information in the first video. But this will be the short version. Like I said, there was also a plane incident in the news today. I covered all the 222s with the planes in the first video. And I'll briefly talk about it here. But I can't talk about Ozzy without mentioning the 666 connection. Ozzy died 232 days from his birthday. Ozzy equals 232, Satan equals 232. He died 2 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days from the anniversary of the Church of Satan. 2 months, 3 weeks, 2 days. 232, Satan 232, Ozzy 232. He died 232 days from his birthday. The Osbournes had a Satan podcast, episode 203, Satan Bilderberg Group and the Illuminati Invite Only. That was episode number 203. And Ozzy died on day number 203 of the year. And Satanic Ritual was 203. And Ozzy died 666 days after the Osbourne Satan podcast. Can you believe that? Podcast 666, Rockstar 666. And he died 666 months after Black Sabbath's first single. How crazy is that? Now, we were talking about, all these recent 201s, right? Just had the deal at Emory, blamed on the COVID vaccine, addressed 201, 201 days after Trump assumed office. And remember the first celebrity, Tom Hanks, when he posted he was losing in gin rummy by 201 points, right? And then we just had the first Jesuit Pope die, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, 201, who lived in Suite 201 at the Domus Sancti Marte 201, Ignatius of Loyola 201. That's the founder of the Jesuit Order 201, Catholic Pope 201. The Georgia Guidestones went down 201 days from the Pope's birthday, and Pope Francis died 201 days from the death anniversary of St. Francis of Assisi, who he got his name from. So Ozzy Osbourne equals 201, and Ozzy bit the head off a bat on 20/1, COVID connected to the bat. And when he tested positive for COVID, it was announced by Sharon, and it was announced 201 days from Sharon's birthday. And Ozzy and Sharon were born 201 weeks apart. And the guy who replaced Ozzy, Ronnie James Dio, replaced Ozzy with Black Sabbath. He died 201 days from Ozzy's birthday. And we also had Hulk Hogan, whose first match was when the United States was 201 years old. Mr. Real American. He had a restaurant, Hogan's Hangout 201. They also say he was 201 centimeters tall. And then we had Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show die on day number 201 of the year. There were 201 original episodes of The Cosby Show. And he's from Jersey City, New Jersey, where they have the 201 area code. So all three of them individually connected to 201. And if you add up their ages, 71, 76, 54. Add that up, it equals 201. And if you add up their names, shout out to Decoding with Cody, Malcolm Jamal Warner, Ozzy Osbourne, Hulk Hogan, add up their names, it equals 201. All right? So, anyways, don't forget, Preparing for Disease X was 201 days from Obama's birthday and 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic. Obama equals dragon, right? And just a couple more examples here. Here's the 201 we just talked about. Preparing for Disease X, 201 days from Obama's birthday and 201 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic. And event 201 was on 10/18, like Luke 10/18. Let's see, I think I'm in the wrong list here. I'm looking for the other Antichrist connections here. Hold on, let me hop out. So when Israel was allegedly attacked by Hamas, that was 64 days after Obama's birthday. Israel equals 64, Barack Hussein Obama 64, the Antichrist 64. Israel formally declared war 666 days before Obama's 64th birthday. And again, Israel equals 64, so does Barack Hussein Obama. Israel attacked 64 days from Obama's birthday. Then you had Obama with Eminem in Michigan 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist. Obama 103, Eminem 103. 103 days after Eminem released the song Antichrist. He's with the Antichrist. Dragon 103, 666, 103. First part of the song, The Devil Came to Michigan. They were together in Michigan. Don't forget when Trump announced re-election 666 days after his last full day in office. It was 103 days from Obama's birthday and 103 weeks before the election. These are all 726. Antichrist, Fallen Angel Obama, The King of Babylon, President Obama, Yes We Can, Affordable Care Act, Birtherism, Revelation. They're all 726. I'll get to this in a second. All the Brittany Griner connections. I'm not going to go through all of it. Brittany Griner with the 10/18 birthday found guilty and sentenced on Obama's birthday. Got the round of applause at 10:18 p.m. Missed 474 days of basketball. Akhenaten equals 474. Akhenaten, the 10th ruler of the 18th dynasty. Barack Obama, Beast Obama, Akhenaten, the Phoenix, Fallen Angel, 474. Remember I showed when the Scorpion King came out with The Rock, who also plays Black Adam with the lightning bolt. But Scorpion King came out, and if you go forward 474 days, you land on Obama's birthday, and the Scorpion King equals 222, and The Rock and Barack Obama, they're born 128 months apart. Barack and Michelle, born 128 weeks apart. All the 128s with the bridge collapse connected to Obama's movie. Here. But anyways, you put their faces together, they look identical. Akhenaten Obama equals 666. And hold on. $12.8 is also when they did the prisoner swap for Brittany Griner. I covered all that earlier. But, hold on. But yeah, The Rock and Barack Obama, they're born 128 months apart. You see Barack and Michelle born 128 weeks apart. And it was 12/8 when Obama's movie came out, And it was also 12/8 when they did the prisoner swap for Griner. But anyways, remember Obama's movie, Leave the World Behind? The ship loses power. The ship loses power in the movie. And we had the ship lose power and hit the bridge, right? The bridge collapsed at 128, 128 days before Francis Scott Key's birthday. It was the Francis Scott Key Bridge. Bridge collapses 128. Happened in Maryland, 128. The name of the ship in Obama's movie, White Lion, 128. And the movie came out on December 8th, 12/8, 128. The movie about the power grid going down, Power Grid 128. And it was also 128 days after Biden's birthday. In the movie, White Lion equals 128. It loses control with 128 minutes left in the movie. Then 128 minutes into the movie, they show a bridge collapse. President Barack Obama, 128. The Antichrist, Barack Hussein Obama, 128. And the ship was called Dolly. Dolly had a famous painting called The Broken Bridge in the Dream, which equals 128. But anyways, yeah. Let me take a sip of water. They had the big Brittany Griner interview 2 years, 2 months, and 2 weeks after being arrested. And Griner returned to basketball 2 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days before Obama's birthday. There's another 222 for you. There's Brittany Griner with Obama, Newsweek with Obama, the Second Coming, God of All Things, his other portrait, That Old Serpent in the Garden with the extra finger. Obama, or the History Channel did a show called The Bible where Satan looks a lot like Obama. All right, we're going to get to all this other stuff now. Okay, let's see. So that was just a few other Antichrist confirmations. But anyways, yeah, they moved the portrait 121 days after it was last moved on April 11th. And, yeah, 121 days. Antichrist, 121. All right. Hidden Stairwell, 163. Barack Hussein Obama, 163. 202 days after Trump took office, Obama portrait equals 202. And it's exactly 44 weeks before Trump's birthday. Obama number 44. Look at this story. Out of view. Trump demands Obama portrait be moved to hidden stairwell. Out of view, 44. See how they highlight? Out of view, 44, and hidden, 44. You come down here, they highlight the word hidden. See? Hidden, highlighted. So anyways, hidden 44, out of view 44, and it's exactly 44 weeks before Trump's birthday. Obama number 44. Now here's one of the main reasons I'm going live again. I pointed out in the first live stream that Obama portrait equals 149. Like Antichrist and Revelation are 149, and Beast System is 149, and Lightning Bolt's 149, and Obama was born on the day, leaving 149 days left in the year. Well, you know what I forgot? I did a decode on the portrait the day it happened. Might be hard to see, but when Obama walked out for the portrait unveiling, it was 1:49 p.m. The same portrait we're talking about, okay? How about that? When Obama walked out for the portrait unveiling, it was 1:49. Can you believe that? So I should have mentioned that in the first live. That's partly why I'm going live here. But yeah, he walked out at 1:49 for the portrait unveiling. Obama portrait equals 1:49, Antichrist 1:49, Revelation 1:49, Beast System 1:49, Lightning Bolt 1:49. Obama born on the day, leaving 149 days left in the year. So I think that's a good addition. Now, back to the 222, right? See this May 14th? when King Charles unveiled his portrait 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday? Well, you know what else happened May 14th? I totally forgot about this, guys. This is the other reason I'm going live right now, besides trying to make a short version. The same day, May 14th, former Obama campaign worker and wife killed in Southern California vehicle crash. Former Obama campaign worker, guys. It was in the news 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. So there's another 222 clearly connected to Obama. And it happened on Highway 76. Can you believe it? Barack Obama 76. Obama's book, A Promised Land, equals 76. You got the 76s all over Obama's movie. Like the coffee cup on the coffee cup has 76 on it, then they got to take exit 76 to get to the vacation house. Remember the Georgia Guidestones went down on 7/6? The day that George W. Bush, member of Skull and Bones, turned 76, and Skull and Bones equals 76. And the Guidestones opened on 322, the number of Skull and Bones, and they were built under the alias R.C. Christian, which equals 76, and Charlie Daniels died on 7/6. He wrote The Devil Went Down to Georgia. But how about that? They died on Highway 76. Don't forget also the Guidestones were in Elberton, Georgia. Elberton's 44, Georgia's 44. They were 19 feet, 3 inches tall. That's the 44th prime number. 193, the 44th prime number. And not only were they 19 feet, 3 inches tall, they opened 19 weeks and 3 days before Obama's birthday. They were in Elbert County, Georgia, which equals 222, like the Antichrist Barack Obama 222. Elberton, Georgia 153, like Antichrist Obama 153, Barry Soetoro 153, Jesuit Order 153, the Illuminati 153. The Pet Goat equals 153, and The Pet Goat was located on page 153 of Reading Mastery 2, the story they were reading in the classroom on 911 with Bush. And then Heliofont equals 153, makers of iPet Goat 2. And remember, they took down iPet Goat 2, put it back up 153 days later. And then the Guidestones were 231 inches tall. They opened 231 days from Obama's birthday. And the first rule of the Guidestones is 231. Maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature is 231. Then they had a simulation called Catastrophic Contagion, which was 231. And that was held 231 weeks after Clade X. And remember, Clade X was 666 days before COVID declared a pandemic. Like vaccination equals 666. And then monkeypox outbreak equals 231. The monkeypox outbreak was declared a global health emergency 231 weeks after COVID declared a pandemic. But yeah, the Guidestones were 231 inches tall. They opened 231 days from Obama's birthday, and the first rule of the Guidestones, 231. And they went down on 7/6, guys. That's the point. Barack Obama equals 76. And you can see Obama's campaign worker died on Highway 76. And it was 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday, the 222. And campaign worker is 154 and 80, like the Antichrist is 154 and 80. And it was a three-car crash. 64 and 80, the Antichrist, 64 and 80. You know what else is 64? Barack Hussein Obama, 64, the Antichrist, 64, San Diego County, 64, campaign, 64, vehicle, 64, kill, 64, the Antichrist, 64. Barack Hussein Obama, 64, three-car crash, 64. And we're going to talk about Matthew Perry in the 64 in a second. Remember when Israel was attacked by Hamas 64 days from Obama's birthday, and Israel equals 64, and then they formally declared war 666 days before Obama's 64th birthday. And before I get to this, we might as well skip over to Matthew Perry, who, here he is, Matthew Perry with Obama. He had a man crush on Obama. Speaking of 64, he died on the day leaving 64 days left in the year. Matthew Perry, 64. Like the Antichrist, Barack Hussein Obama, all that. I'll come back to Matthew Perry. Actually, yeah, let's go ahead and let's talk about this real quick. So you guys know I'm always talking about the planes and the 222, right? And the two things I was looking for in the news today, a story about Obama and a story about planes. We got both of them. Delta Airlines Plane, the wing clips an empty aircraft in Atlanta. All right. Day number 222 of the year. Delta Airlines 222 plane collision 222 clipped another aircraft is also 222. And in the live stream, you'll have to go watch it. I went through all the examples of the 222 with the plane crash. All the plane crashes over the last year with the 222. And not only is it day number 222, but there were 192 customers on the plane. 192. And we're always talking about the 192. Now, speaking of the 192, King Charles' coronation was 192 days before his birthday. And Obama 192. Leave the World Behind 192. Ends in the Commodus bunker who died on 192. By the way, the coronation was on 5/6. Coronation equals 56, royal family. 56, coronavirus 56, keyword corona like crown. COVID vaccine 56. We just had David Rose, which equaled 56. He was in the Emory shooting, all connected to the COVID vaccine. Dead at 33, like corona's 33, and police is 33, and the suspect was 30. Vaccine equals 30. Corona is also 30. Anyways, so speaking of the 192, I gotta bring up the Lil Nas X video, J. Christ, with the 1018 Satan shoes. There's a guy that looks a lot like Obama in the video. Video came out with 19.2 million subs. 19.2 like Obama 192, Great Tribulation, Leave the World Behind 192. And those are the Luke 1018 Satan shoes, 666 pairs, which sold for $1,018 a pair. Luke 10:18, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven. Barak means lightning, bomb of the heights. And remember, he's wearing the number 55 jersey in that video. Satan is 55, fallen angel 55, and lightning is also 55. And then Satan shoes equals Antichrist. And Lil Nas X is 44. Lightning is also 44. Fallen angel 44, and Obama number 44. So that's one example of the 192. And then we had, back to Matthew Perry, he played Chandler Bing in Friends. Remember, Obama's movie had the big connection to Friends. And Matthew Perry died right before the movie came out, all connected to Friends. He said he had a man crush on Obama. There he is with Obama. But Bing is 192, like Obama 192. And the star of Leave the World Behind is Julia Roberts. Her birthday, October 28th. Matthew Perry used to date Julia Roberts, and he died on her birthday. And he died 666 months after his character's birthday. Chandler Bing had a birthday in the show, April 8th, 1968. Matthew Perry died 666 months after his character's birthday. And then there were rumors that Obama was dating Jennifer Aniston from Friends, and Jennifer Aniston was born 192 days after Obama's birthday. Like Leave the World Behind, which ends in the Commodus bunker. Commodus died in 192. Obama 192. And then again, Matthew Perry died on the day, leaving 64 days left in the year. Matthew Perry 64, the Antichrist 64, Barack Hussein Obama 64, kill 64. And then remember, the little girl is trying to finish the last episode of Friends, which is season 10, episode 18. What are the odds? The last episode of Friends, 10:18, right? Like Luke 10:18, and the episode is called The Last One, and the movie is about a power outage. The last one equals power outage. And the director of Leave the World Behind, his birthday and Obama's birthday separated by 10 months and 18 days. And his production company is Esmail Corp, which equals 666. And the star of the movie, Julia Roberts, JR, her initials are 1018. And another Friends connection to 1018, Ross Geller's birthday is 1018. And we talked about all the 1018s earlier. Let me go back to the 192 one more time. Just a few other 192s. I got a little list over here. Don't forget, Trump's second inauguration was 192 months after Obama's inauguration. Remember, Obama was in the classroom that looked like the iPet Goat. The iPet Goat 2 classroom reading Santa's Gotta Go, 192. And then we had Super Bowl 58, which was the first Super Bowl after Leave the World Behind. The guy who caught the game winner said he blacked out. And his name, Kerry Nicole Hardman Jr., 192. Super Bowl 58, 192. Halftime was Usher Raymond IV, 192. And that Super Bowl was 192 days from Obama's birthday. And remember that year, the guy who caught the game winner, Kerry Nicole Hardman Jr., his birthday was 222 days from Obama's birthday. And yeah. And his first and last name, Kerry Hardman, equaled 666. Then you had the Giant Dragon Inflatable up there, 192 days after Leave the World Behind, when Giant Dragon Inflatables 192. That was to promote House of the Dragon, which equals Barack Hussein Obama. Obama equals Dragon. Barack Obama equals Dragon. It was in New York, which equals 666. It was up there 49 days before Obama's birthday, when Antichrist and Revelation are 49. And the show ended on Obama's birthday. Then you just had the Thunder. Thunder and Lightning go together. They just won the championship with 192 days left in the year, 10 months and 18 days from Obama's birthday, and 44 days before Obama's birthday. And I think they won with 103 points when Obama's 103. And then you had the U.S. attack Iran June 22nd, and that was 192 days left in a year, and 10 months, 18 days from Obama's birthday. Then you had the scientists achieve the nuclear fusion breakthrough with 192 lasers. Nuclear fusion equals Barack Obama, and nuclear equals Lucifer. So just a few more examples of the 192. And again, remember that plane. The only reason I'm bringing this up again, the plane story, and shout out to Bones Jones for the heads up. I see him in the chat. That plane that was in the news today on day 222 of the year, there were 192 customers on that plane. So you got the 222 and the 192. And for the record, where is it here? There was another plane story in the news today. Southwest Airlines apologizes after 2 blind passengers left behind by plane. Day number 222 of the year, Southwest Airlines 222, 2 blind passengers, 222. And I did literally over 25 videos about the 222 and the planes, but I just want to show you, these two are from 5 months ago. Who's that? Obama. What's this? 222. Guys, there's a movie called 222 about a near plane collision, and plane collision equals 222. And here I am talking about Obama and planes and 222, and here we are, all these months later, still talking about Obama and 222 and planes. Just happened to be 192 customers on the plane, when that's one of the biggest numbers I talk about with Obama, the 222 and the 192. Is that it? It might be it, guys. I'm going to double check. Hey, Dr. Savage, much love, man. Yeah, I remember you found that, the hidden Baphomet with the mirroring of the photos. Yep. Here, I'll see if I can find it real quick. But if anyone wants to support the channel, here's how you can do so. Any support, very much appreciated, and thank you to everyone who does support. And again, if you want, go watch the other live stream, because there's a lot in that video I didn't talk about today. Again, I covered every plane crash with the 222 that I could find. Well, yeah, guys, long story short, the reason I'm coming on here, we get this news on day number 222 of the year. Trump moves Obama's portrait. Day 222, the Antichrist Barack Obama 222. It was also moved on April 11th. That was 2 months and 22 days after Trump took office. And King Charles' portrait was unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. And remember, Obama's portrait was unveiled the day before the Queen died. All right. And then the Queen's body was moved at 222. You had Keir Starmer. Obama is his mentor. He became prime minister 222 weeks after becoming the Labour Party leader. And the Queen died 600, or he became prime minister 666 days after the Queen died. All right. And then we went through all the other 222s with the British royal family. Obama was back at the White House on the day leaving 222 days left in the year. Obama tested positive 222 days from his birthday. Declared a national emergency 222 days from his birthday. Declared a pandemic 222 months from 9/11. First U.S. case, 222 days from Trump's birthday. Went through all the 222s with Trump, right? And then, like I should have mentioned in the first video, he walked out. Here's my screenshot. You can't find this anywhere, but I was watching it live. That's why I got the screenshot when it happened. If you guys remember, he walked out for the portrait unveiling at 1:49 p.m. Obama portrait 149, Antichrist 149, Revelation 149, Beast System 149, Lightning Bolt 149, Obama born on the day, leaving 149 days left in the year. And then that same day, May 14th, 2024, that King Charles unveiled his portrait 2 months and 22 days from Obama's birthday. We had this story. Former Obama campaign worker and wife killed 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. So, and again, it was on Highway 76, Barack Obama 76, campaign worker equals the Antichrist, 3-car crash equals the Antichrist. I mean, it's all there. We went over it all. And then we had the Delta Airlines plane collision today. Delta Airlines 222 plane collision 222 clipped another aircraft 222 with 192 customers on it when Obama's 192. Pretty crazy stuff. Okay, let me set this down for a second. Just want to look something up, and I'll try to find. I think I might have the mirrored image of Charles still somewhere. I'll try to find it. Just want to look something up real quick. What do you guys think? Is it all a coincidence? Or are they doing things by the numbers? Okay. Now let me see if I can find the portrait connection here. But yeah, I just, like I said, I had to, because we didn't make the Charles connection until the end of the 3-hour video, and, you know, I started out with over 100 watching. By the time I got done, there were only like 50 watching, so I'm like, man, they're not even going to see the connection I made with Charles, so I just wanted to put this all together in a short video. It was only supposed to be, 30 minutes, but here we are an hour into it, but it's all good. Since I'm here, here, real quick, a few more interesting things with Charles and the Queen. I covered a lot of this in the first video. We made the connections with Prince and the new Pope and all that, so if you want to check that out, go watch the first video. But, let's see here. Charles' portrait was unveiled 26 weeks after his birthday, and the Queen died 2 months and 6 days before Charles' birthday, and the Queen was born in 26, and Royal equals 26, and Crown equals 26, and Queen equals 26, and the Queen's reign began on February 6th, that's 2/6, and the coronation was on June 2nd, which can be written the second day of the 6th month, right? 2/6. So that's a lot to be a coincidence, all those 26s there. What is this? I didn't even mention this in the first stream. The portrait was unveiled on the 135th day of the year. Charles Philip Arthur George, 135. Yeah. And there's another 149. Remember, Obama walked out for his portrait at 149, and Obama portrait equals 149. But I pointed out that the guy who painted King Charles portrait, Jonathan Yeo, birthday December 18th, the portrait was unveiled 149 days after his birthday. So there's another 149 with the portraits like Antichrist, Beast System, Revelation. They're all 149. Oh, is that it, Savage? I think Savage made this photo here. Is this it? If you mirror the photos, you get the Baphomet there in the middle. Yep. So credit to Dr. Savage in the chat. Can you see it? See the Baphomet there? Crazy looking photo. Almost looks like another horned figure right there. But yeah, very interesting. And then I added these to the end. Yeah, there's something interesting about Queen Elizabeth too. But yeah, I'm sure I missed a couple things, but if I did, I gotta leave it alone. I can't recap it for a third time. That's the problem of being OCD perfectionist, man. You miss something and then you feel like you gotta go live just to cover the two things that you missed. Royals arrive at Balmoral Castle as Queen Elizabeth dies. King Charles III, perfect match to Balmoral Castle in 3 out of the 4. Yep, Dr. Savage, I talked about that in the last live stream. Yeah, Georgie pointed that out yesterday. So Queen Elizabeth died 20 weeks and 1 day after her birthday, like 201. And remember, she died 201 days after testing positive for COVID, like event 201. I mean, come on now. Remember, she lit up the DNA strand? She also died 911 days after COVID was declared a pandemic. Remember, they moved her body at 222. But yeah, there's a lot more I could say. And then, like I said earlier, we connected it to the Pope. Remember, the Queen's birthday is 421. The Pope died on 421. Prince, I Would Die For You, who wrote a song about Pope that was released on the new Pope's birthday. And I talked about it earlier. But anyways, long story short, the Pope died on 421. And the Queen's birthday, 421. Prince died on 421, and Prince had a song, I Would Die For You, with the number 4, the letter U, I Would Die 421. But anyways, connecting it to the Pope, the Queen died 266 days after the Pope's birthday, and he was the 266th Pope, right? And then the Pope would go on to die on her birthday, 421, right? Yeah. Key Bridge collapse was 266 days before the Pope's birthday. I feel like I remember that. I'm sure I did a decode on that. Let's see if we can find it. Doesn't pontiff mean bridge builder? I think there was even more to it. I typed in Pope Bridge. That didn't give me nothing. Let me do, wasn't the name of the bridge 266 also? Here. That's going to drive me nuts. Boom. Let's go. Still got the memory. And the Francis Scott Key Bridge, like Pope Francis. Look at that, Savage. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, 266. And you're telling me it was 266 days from the Pope's birthday? I brought up the bridge collapse earlier. Let's see. What was it, March? Was it March 26, 2024? Bridge? Yeah, March 26, 2024. I wish I could find the rest of that decode. March 26, 2024. Pope's birthday, 12/17. Yep. 266 days from the Pope's birthday. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, 266. And he was the 266th Pope. And pontiff means bridge builder. Yeah, see there? Literal meaning bridge builder. Yeah, let me type in 266. See if anything fun pops up. Yeah, Queen Elizabeth dead 266 days after the Pope's birthday. I don't even know what I was showing here. With Messi. I don't know. Something with Messi and the Pope. Was December 18th. Did they win the World Cup? What am I showing here? Did he meet with the Pope December 18th? Or did they win Lionel Andres Messi 266? What was that? Oh, is that it? December 18th, one day after the Pope's birthday, Argentina defeated France in the World Cup. Is that what I was pointing out? Wasn't the Pope from Argentina? Pope Francis, Argentina? I don't know, man. It's been so long. Yeah, he was born in Argentina. So they won the World Cup. 26 weeks and 6 days before Messi's birthday. Okay. There he is meeting with the Pope. All right. That's not that important, but whatever. I'm supposed to be making a short video. Here I am extending it. I got to wrap this up soon. It's getting late. There's a 222. COVID-19 cases spike in Coachella Valley following festival. 222. Coachella Valley 56, like coronavirus COVID vaccine. Anyways, not important. Seeing if that bridge stuff will pop up. But I think we hit the key point anyways. And I covered all the stuff that I forgot in the first video, so mission accomplished. Remember, P. Diddy was all connected to the Pope. The video was released 266 days after Cassie's birthday, and Cassie equals 266. There was a lot more to that. But yeah, guys, please hit the like button before you leave. Just going to give it another minute or two. See if I can get this bridge post to come up. But the big thing with the bridge, obviously, the 128s. I went over all that earlier. But yeah, there definitely was a Pope Francis connection. The Francis Scott Key Bridge, you know, Francis like Pope Francis. 266 days from his birthday, the Francis Scott Key Bridge, 266. Oh, what is this? Wait, we got another 222? Removal of Francis Scott Key Bridge wreckage rescheduled due to lightning. Like Barack means lightning? Did I just see a 222? Look at this. What a way to end it. Removal of Francis Scott Key Bridge wreckage rescheduled due to lightning, like Barack lightning. That was in the news May 13th, 2024. Just happened to be 2 months and 22 days from Obama's birthday. Can you believe it? So another 222 connected to Obama that I forgot all about. 84 days before Obama's birthday, when Obama equals 84, born on 8/4. 49 days after the bridge collapse, when Antichrist is 49. Man. Oh, there you go. There's another 222 with Obama. Maybe instead of looking for the bridge, I should look for more 222 Obama. Let's make sure we're not forgetting anything important here. Blackout in Cuba, 222 days from Obama's birthday with huge connection to leave the world behind. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. Are you kidding me? Here I am talking about 222 and Obama portraits. See, I'm glad we did this. Iconic Hope portrait of Obama sells at auction. Look at the address, guys. 222 West Hubbard Street. Man, I'm glad I went live again. Here I am talking about Obama portraits on day 222. The Hope portrait sold at address 222 West Hubbard Street. Man, I'm going to have to write that down and add that to my notes. Are you kidding me? Look at that, guys. Man. Oh my goodness, man. Well, better late than never. Yeah, Hubbard Street, right? Yeah. 222 West Hubbard Street. That's where the Hope portrait sold. Here we are on day number 222 talking about Obama's portrait being moved. Man. So I'm going to have to make a short little video and tell people make sure you watch the end. Because I'm not going to recap all this stuff again. Not now, anyway. But yeah, look at that, guys. Absolutely crazy. 222 is the address where the portrait sold. That's crazy. Man. I can't believe that, man. Desmond Tutu, what am I showing here? What was it in the news? December 26th? Well, there's the post. There's a post from Obama about Archbishop Desmond Tutu, December 26th. 222 days from Obama's birthday when 22 is 222. Man, here I am thinking I got all the 222s with Obama. I'm missing all the good stuff. 222. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I should have had that in the first video too. Man, oh man. What in the heck? All right. Well, those were some good additions with Desmond Tutu. And then the real good addition, that portrait, the Hope portrait. Here we are talking about portraits in the 222. The address was 222, man. This is why you should never leave a live stream early. Well, at least we got it in there. I better leave it alone, because if I find more after the fact, then I'm going to kick myself and want to, you know, do it all again. But I can't, man. I got to move on. Yep. The Obama Hope portrait sold at 222 West Hubbard Street. And here we are on day number 222 talking about the Obama portrait. I don't know what else to say, y'all. That's pretty crazy. Well, there's always more. Man. I would have really been kicking myself if I found that after this video when I decided to go live to put it all in one short video. The Hope portrait sold at 222 address. Wow. There's a buzz. It's probably the fan. Yeah, I gotta have the fan. Is there anything else or just the fan behind me when I stop talking? Is that what you're talking about? Nothing I can do about it until the winter. Until it cools down. Alright guys, I think I'll wrap it up. Is that what you're talking about? Just the fan? Or is there some other sound issue going on? Oh, no, sorry, the buzz from seeing it all fall into place. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, what is this here? Let me look something up real quick. Yep, Jesus is coming soon. I can't wait. I'm ready to get out of here. I think this is an episode of Touched by an Angel. I forget exactly what happens here, but here's a video I did. I think this guy was the devil in disguise here. And you see he's next to this license plate, VLC222. See that, VLC222? Like VLC equals 222. But yeah. There might have been more to it, but I don't want to play it for copyright reasons. Just in case. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened in this episode. This guy was like the devil in disguise, and he's standing next to the car with the VLC 222, and I pointed out that VLC was 222. You guys can go find that video if you want. It's still up. It's only from 4 months ago. Wow, seems like forever ago. God is amazing, huge 222 confirmation must-see video. Yeah. Maybe I'll leave that in the description or something. Or in the comments. Alright, guys. I gotta leave it there. It's almost midnight. But yeah, Obama's portrait in the news today. Day number 222 of the year. Here, let me just get back to where I was. Let me recap just the quick little key points here. I said 30 minutes. It's an hour and 30 minutes. Still better than 3 hours. But yeah, Obama's portrait in the news today. Day number 222 of the year. The Antichrist, Barack Obama, 222, the guy who tested positive 222 days from his birthday. And then, as I just remembered or found, the Obama Hope portrait, that sold at auction and the address was 222 West Hubbard Street. I can't believe I forgot that, but I'm glad we got it in there now. And we're talking about Obama's portrait today on day number 222 of the year. And the portrait was also moved back on April 11th. That was 2 months and 22 days from when Trump took office. And King Charles' portrait was unveiled 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. And then we went through all those connections. Remember, Obama's portrait was unveiled the day before the Queen died. And the Queen's body was moved at 222. Keir Starmer became Prime Minister 222 weeks after becoming Labour Party leader, his mentor Obama. And then he became Prime Minister 666 days after the Queen died. And then we went through all the 222s. And Obama was back at the White House on the day, leaving 222 days left in the year. And then the same day the portrait was unveiled, you had Obama's campaign worker die 2 months and 22 days before Obama's birthday. And then, remember I just showed you the lightning story? Oh, I should write that down. Don't judge my pen. This is all I got right now. I have 2 daughters, for the record. What is it? Oh, Obama lightning bridge. The removal of the bridge was connected to the 222. And then Obama came out for the portrait at 1:49 p.m. Obama portrait 1:49. Antichrist, Revelation, Beast System, Lightning Bolt are all 1:49. Obama born with 149 days left in the year. All right, guys. I'm tired. I got to move on. And then we had the Delta Airlines today. 222, plane collision 222, clipped another aircraft 222 on day 222 with 192 customers when Obama's 192. Leave the world behind 192. Ends in the Commodus bunker who died in 192. Charles' coronation 192 days before his birthday. The list goes on. All right, guys, what do you think? Pretty good show. All credit to God. Thank you, Mark. Thank you, everyone. Guys, please share this everywhere you can. It's pretty unique information. I've been putting this together for like almost 6 years now, all this stuff. And you see how it all comes together. Can't be a coincidence. Impossible coincidences, 222. Hidden codes, 222. And the whole list. We went over all the 222s earlier. Go check out the live stream. All right, guys. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being part of the channel. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Well, there's only 4 minutes left in the day here in Florida. But anyways, have a great night, and share this everywhere you can. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever you got. Leave a comment on the video to help the algorithm. Very much appreciated. And yeah, we'll leave it there. Hit the like and the share on the way out, all that fun stuff. And thank you guys for hanging out. All right, guys, as always, keep looking up. We are living in the biblical end of days. Jesus is coming very soon. I can't wait. And I'll see you guys on the next video. God bless.